It was a visit to Ashfield Park on a sunny day that kicked off SHR's 2011 campaign against a much improved Standish Park Rangers. Despite an early attempt from Mark Rainford, Rovers found themselves on the back foot for much of the first half hour. That was compounded when Pete Atherton clattered a Standish player. The left back thought he had committed the offence outside the area, only to discover he had fouled his player in the league's largest penalty area. It didn't matter though, as he had Ian Redcliffe to thank for this magnificent save low down to his right. They could only hold Standish out for a few minutes more though, as a Standish midfielder rapped home this strike from 20 yards out. Rovers finally got a grip of the game and opened their season goal account with this three-man move, as Chris White picked out the run of Joe Owens, who picked out Dan Oakes to level the score. Standish went 2-1 up soon after though, in a goal that didn't make it on camera. In response, it was a case of Rovers turning to their lethal weapon in the form of White's long throw-ins, with the Standish defence unable to handle this delivery, resulting in an own goal. And it was lethal weapon too, as White again caused problems with the throw, this time picking out his own man as Dan Oakes headed home to get his second of the game, and a hat-trick of assists or thereabout for Chris White. Carl Pennington and Phil Langley rang the orders out at half-time, asking for more imagination going forward, and it was Joe Owens who showed this with a lovely flash of skill in the centre of the park, but he couldn't match it with the finish. But Standish wouldn't let Rovers run away with the game, with this free kick from all of 30 yards finding the target, though Ian Redcliffe will be disappointed at his attempt to save with his legs. And Standish continued to pose the bigger threat in attack, as this volley demonstrated Standish were enjoying their football. And questions were raised in Rovers' defence, as a Standish player was left unmarked with this free header, but luckily his attempt went over a bar. Even more concerning was the sight of Carl Burrows jarring his knee in this innocuous incident as Burrows won a header. The midfielder clearly had a problem and was unable to shake it off as he was replaced by Jim Hunter. Burrows is said to be hopeful of making Thursday's game against Top Nogs. Meanwhile, Standish continued to create glaring chances. After Redcliffe lost out to the Standish striker, it seemed easier to score than to miss for the forward man, but miss is exactly what he did. And it looked to be an expensive mistake as Dan Oakes charged forward towards the Standish goal, and with the aid of a poor back pass, Oakes poked the ball home to get his hat-trick and put Rovers 4-3 to the good. But the Standish striker, who missed an open goal, made up for it by getting on the end of this free kick and heading home a far more difficult chance. 4-4, and it was anyone's game, but it wasn't anyone who won the game for St Helens Rovers. After excellent work from Joe Owens, he fed the ball to Oakes, who stroked home his fourth of the game, this time proving to be the winner. The Standish supporters were adamant that this was offside, but looking at the replay as Owens plays the ball through, the Standish fullback on the far side is clearly keeping Oakes on. The Standish crowd had earlier been incensed by a mixture of questionable refereeing decisions and disreputable etiquette from Rovers. Just listen to Chris White, who nearly causes a full-scale riot from his ensuing comments. Not only that, but the fans on the grassy knoll had been at loggerheads throughout much of this game, as this footage shows.
Running back? No, he won't. They're going to take a free kick. 10 yards away. He was running back. He kicked him back. That's 6.
Nonetheless, the game ended amicably, as Rovers won by a 1-goal margin, though that could have been 2 had the referee blown for a full time just a second later, as the unlucky Mark Rainford turned in a shot that would have been hard to stop for an unsighted goalkeeper. But in the end, Rovers will settle for the 3 points, given the pressure Standish had put them under. Final score, Standish Park Rangers 4, St Helens Rovers 5.
Wouldn't want to do that on a photocopier.
Firstly, Ian, it wasn't the best performance, but 3 points, must be happy.
That's the main thing, you see. We come for the 3 points, we got the 3 points. It's a sign of a good team. If you're losing, then if you're playing bad and you still get the 3 points. So we got what we wanted.
It's a shocking performance. I think we had to battle to win the game. But, at the end of the day, we did it, didn't we? We got the points.
Just take us through that penalty save. You had quite a lot to do today. You saved a few, but specifically the penalty.
I just seen him line up. His body language gave away. Was going straight away. I just made my decision, stuck with it, and just in the ball into my hands. It was simple as that, really.
Do you think that it was more that Standish Park Rangers were up for the game, or do you think that Rovers stepped off the gas from the terrific form in pre-season?
I thought we lacked a bit of passion today. Maybe we need to work on that. We need to work on, buzzing the players up, getting them ready for the games.
Alex, what did you think of the game today? Nothing. That's what everyone else thinks. And finally, you were wearing the new kit today. The outfield weren't allowed to because the opposition were wearing a similar colour. What do you think of the kit?
It didn't work.
Right.
No, it was good. It felt good. I was a little bit warm, but I think everyone felt that today. It was a bit hot, but it was a nice kit.